With the royal wedding just days away, many of the invited guests will no doubt be brushing up on their royal etiquette skills in preparation for lunch with the Queen. A current affair reporter, Laura Turner, will be there in Windsor, although outside the palace walls. But, like any good journalist, Turner wanted to be prepared for anything. Laura Turner with Britain's leader etiquette expert, William Hanson. So she organised an afternoon tea at the Ritz London with Britain's leading etiquette expert, William Hanson. Walking into the Ritz to meet the man who's widely regarded as the UK's most trusted authority on etiquette and protocol can be intimidating, especially when you're about to have champagne, tea and 3 courses of food. Mr. Hanson tells Turner the Brits don't muck around when it comes to the correct etiquette. So, when it comes to teaching an Aussie the tricks of the trade, Mr. Hanson's doesn't hold back. The first hurdle, a simple glass of champagne. Turner picks up her glass by the bowl section, but is quickly corrected. An afternoon tea at the Ritz London offered some lessons in etiquette. Mr. Hanson says it's important to hold the glass correctly. We hold all stemmed glasses, champagne or wine, or even if it's a water glass, we hold it from the stem, he said. After mastering a glass of champagne, Turner moves on to the all-important cup of tea. The most important things to remember according to Mr. Hanson are, don't stir the tea round and round, stir it back and forth, and hold the teacup correctly. Champagne glasses, and any stemmed glass, must be held by the stem. We pinch with our thumb and our index finger. We pinch through the handle like so. Pinch and then your middle finger goes underneath following the shape of the handle, and then we pick up with all other fingers tucked underneath, he said. Just as Turner gets her head around drinking a simple cup of tea, she faced with the task of eating a sandwich correctly. Mr. Hanson's key instruction for eating a sandwich: only touch the sandwich you plan to eat. You're not going to sort of finger through all of them and decide which one you look with your eyes. You take with your hands and put on your plate, Mr. Hanson explained. Tea must be stirred by moving the spoon back and forth, and one should eat only in small bites because tea is a social meal, and you don't want to be caught with your mouth full. You only take a small mouthful because if they suddenly ask you a question, you can swallow, carry on and answer the question, said Mr. Hanson. Next up is the scone. This small little treat can be very divisive. Is it jam or cream first? Well, it turns out it all depends what cream you have. If you have Cornish clotted cream, you put the cream on first, but if you have Devonshire cream, you put on the jam first. At the Ritz they have Cornish clotted cream, so Turner proceeds to put it on her scone, before being stopped by Mr. Hanson, who instructs her she's doing it all wrong. Even the famous jam or cream first scone debate was solved. Mr. Hanson says you're not supposed to spread the jam and cream all over your scone. Instead, you put just a bit on the edge of your scone, and eat that small bit. You then continue the process with each bite of the scone. After all this hard work, you'd think dessert would be a treat, but that's where it gets messy, with Mr. Hanson telling Turner her cutting method has left her plate looking like an autopsy. He recommends using the larger side of your fork to cut your dessert and eat it in small bites. And of course, the final step in being royal ready is the all-important lesson on how to curtsy. Mr. Hanson explains to Turner it's not an elaborate dropping down to the floor. Instead, you keep your hands by the side, drop your head and a small bend at the knee. Copyright 9 Digital Proprietary Limited 2018.